What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Booth Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah, alongside with my co-host,
Dom,
Ken.
And today, we're going to be talking about...
How to maintain friendships. But if you're new here, guys, this is the podcast where we talk about life, love, and the deep things you don't talk about with anyone else, and all the other good shit like mental health, self-improvement, self-care, and all of that. And, of course, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for this because we have a new host, which we didn't really primarily do.
didn't confirm, but
yeah.
Like we kind of confirmed it, but we didn't like officially confirm it. And now it's our first episode as a trio.
Where she isn't really like guesting.
Yes.
She's actually like
part of it.
Co-hosting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like she co-hosted with Ben and Jasmine, but like that was still like, you know, it wasn't really like three of us. We had guests, so this time it's a little different.
It's just us.
No
Yes.
special guests.
Yes.
No special guests. But yes, we're talking about friendships because I know that everyone's starting the school year and everyone's trying to find their core friend group.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're here to lay down at least our advice that we have, that me and Ken have learned, and also adding Sarah into the mix now. We've only known Sarah for like
A month,
a
literally
little over a month.
Yeah.
But I think I can speak for Ken and say that we both really think that Sarah could be a long-term friend. I know
We're just using her for the podcast.
I haven't passed the porch test.
Oh, yes. The porch test is actually very important. For those of you that don't know what the porch test is, the porch test is from How I Met Your Mother. It's a reference where it's like we get to see who we would spend the rest of our lives with on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where we're old and gray and we're playing cards.
Yes. I think they're playing bridges.
Bridges, yes.
That's what they were doing. But for us, it's going to be chess. Or not Monopoly.
Nah,
You
bro.
know, Pusoy
Pusoy
dos.
dos. Hey, okay, I was
there
just
you go,
thinking
she
that.
passed it.
Pusoy dos.
Nah, she hasn't watched How I Met Your Mother, so...
Oh, yeah. No, you ain't there yet. If anything, you're just at the doorstep. We're just waiting for you to knock.
That's actually a good question to start with, is how do you know if someone is worth
Keeping around.
keeping around? Yeah.
Ladies.
I think
Ladies.
keeping
screw you.
around, I mean, like, you can vibe with a person, but I think it's like if you can see there's growth with them. Like, I see with you guys, like, even though sometimes I feel like I, like, tell you guys what to do, which is, like, too much. I think I can be too
I'm my
much
own
sometimes.
person. I don't know what
I
you're
know.
talking
But
about.
I'm saying is, like, I feel like I also, like, can learn a lot from you guys, and I feel like I can grow with you. Does that make sense? Where I see there's, like, I can maintain that friendship, and I see there's growth.
Ken?
In my opinion, this is how you know what friends to keep around. It really shows within like the effort that they put towards you. So if they check up on you, you guys do fun things, and it doesn't have to be like a regular checkup, but it's more or less like here and there, right? But you know, like you guys are always tight, and you can be vulnerable with them, right? And if like they have a positive support system, like if they're gonna talk shit, they're gonna talk shit right in your face. Right. So to
Not
me,
behind your back.
yeah, like behind your back, they'll talk like only good things, right? But like, and essentially, you want people. In my opinion, the people you want to keep around just people who are always willing to support you, but not like fake support where they know what you're doing is wrong. Instead, they'll like tell you like, no, what?
Willing to call you out.
Yeah, they're willing to call you out, right?
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, just go with it. Like, nah, you can't be doing this shit. You know, like that. That's like my opinion. But yeah, you just want friends that just really like uplift you and just will tell you like the shit you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
To add on to that, 100%. And I think it's also important that you have someone that can be like your emotional backbone.
Oh yeah,
They got your back, even if you are making some mistakes. They won't like it's great that people call you out, but I think it's also great that they understand when not to kick someone when they're down.
yeah.
So they know like, oh, okay, this guy or this person could be going through it. I just want to be there for them because that's what they need
Yeah.
right now. Because, for example, I had failed my driving test not too long ago. And luckily, well, the only reason why I didn't call Ken or our other friend Summer is just because like respectfully, you guys haven't done the driving test.
Yeah.
So I called Sarah and she was like there for me. So I was like, okay, it's okay. We can get through
I mean,
this.
did I make you feel better? I was like, oh, my brother failed his first time too, and then
it helped a little bit.
and then he's the best driver I know. So I mean, you
Right.
could eventually be a better driver than me.
I mean, you saw me today. You saw that.
That's not looking good for
I
you.
was solid. I was solid today.
Can't reverse park. Ugh.
But yeah,
Bro, I
no,
don't think she's passing the test, bro.
she doesn't want to.
But
It's not like
like
she
you said,
wants
I'm
to.
calling him out so he can improve.
No, but you just
The real-
you literally just picked
Just
this,
calling
the
him
real-
out
legit
and
just
being
kicked
mean.
The real friend is being there and making you improve. So
But yeah, you always want to be around like positive people, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like it makes life a little more fun, and it's just better. Because why would you want to keep like, especially in high school? In high school,
Right.
you always have a lot of like negative friend groups or people that are just they suck your energy basically, right? And I'm pretty sure you guys have gone through that shit. But in the moment of it, you kind of don't realize it because you're just going with the flow, trying to fit in, right? So you think this is like the norm, right? Just like, oh no, this is normal. It's okay to bully that one kid in that one friend group, right?
That's I know
So-
what you're talking about. I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah, right. So then, if you're stuck, if you are in that position where you're in a bad friend group, leave. In all honesty, it's the best option for you to do,
Yeah.
because that energy that you have around that people, you're gonna like eventually develop that, and you're gonna become worse. You're gonna become the person you didn't want to be.
Yeah. What he's saying is like, for me, it defines who you are, like what your character really is.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be around people that are willing to bully, someone just to feel more powerful, then that's not who you want to surround yourself with.
Yeah.
If that's not who you are, if that's who you are, then you're gonna stick around, right?
have you heard this thing where they're like, you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most?
That's what I was going for.
Oh, nice. Great minds think alike.
Which adds to my other point is like, I think this also applies to not just like friends. I think it applies to relationships, where it's like you guys have to be on the same stage in life. So like, let's say like, throw back to 2020 quarantine. At one point, all of our friends in our friend group decided that they wanted to get their G1. And there were some people that we wanted to include into that,
Yeah.
and they were not on the same wavelength. And it's no hard feelings, but it's like, this is where we're at in our lives right now.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to do. And like, if you're not going to be on the same wavelength, you're not going to come with us. You're not going to have these experiences with us.
Yeah.
So you're not going to live these moments with us. So it's like, respectfully, like, you can't complain, in a way. And like
it's your fault for kind of we're not at fault for you feeling left out.
yeah, we're not at fault for you having FOMO.
Yeah, and you can't. And I feel like a lot of people will change the narrative, like, oh, they all went without me or whatever when we asked.
Yeah, and we've had people that like would try to call us out and be like, oh, like you guys just kept hanging out amongst you guys and you never wanted to include me or whatever. And that's never really the case. We try to include everybody.
Yeah.
It's just also like, whatever stage you are at in life and what stage we are at, if we don't see that correspond with one another, of course you're not gonna be on the same wavelength.
Yeah, but not even that. We're the type of people to like try to at least invite them or whatever, like have all these events. They say no, I'm like, okay, you said no, I don't want to hear any complaints. Right? I'll end up hearing a complaint like, I tried. You cannot take that away from me. Like, you cannot just dismiss that.
Yeah, as long as we
You know?
put in the effort, yeah.
Yeah, like you don't want to be around people like that, because then it's just a bunch of bullshit and a bunch of lies,
Right.
and it just gets very draining. Like, leave. Honestly, just be the bigger person. Like, you don't deserve that. If you're the one friend who's just really trying to like get out there and just have better friendships, do it. Like, it's not. Still, in my opinion, it's not that hard to make friends.
It's not it. I've learned that it's not as hard as it seems, as you make it out to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because at first I thought it was really difficult, and at first it is though, because we are adults and making adult friendships are a little bit harder. But when I just like followed Ken's wave, it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult, and he's given advice to you guys on separate podcasts. So yeah, just follow him, bro. He knows the way. He
knows
Jedi.
what he's talking about. He has a lot of friends.
Yeah.
If I can't be in the relationship right now, I'll make all the friendship I can get.
That's
Right.
true.
That would lead into my next question. Is like, do you believe that great friendships can fill in a void of where you don't have a relationship?
Yeah. Yes. I think yes, because a lot of people offer different things, right? So you can go to like different friends for certain advice, right? Or not even advice, just like different views, right? So let's say, okay, I relatively have like a lot of friends, so I know which people I can go to for advice. So let's say I wanted like big brother advice, right? I have my one friend who's like a little older. He's older than me. He's gone through a lot, right? So I can hit him up and he tells me a lot of things. Then let's say I wanted someone to tell me like the harsh truth. I'd go to Dom, or I'd go to my other friend, right? And it fills in a bunch of like gaps, I guess, because if you have like when you're in a relationship, they're kind of gonna be a little soft, right? But like it's the tender care that you like, right? So I get it. But sometimes you just want certain different things, right? That they can't offer. So if you want a little more like soft-hearted response or a little just to be heard, like go to this friend. You know, you want the harsh truth, go to this friend.
Yeah.
And it's just, in my opinion, it's just better.
Yeah.
You know, and not even that, but also like, because you're in the state of vulnerability, you kind of enhance the friendship and the bond that you have with that other person, right? And it just creates the friendship better because now you show that you trust them and they can trust you. And you kind of learn a lot because there's a different view from multiple people. What about you?
Yeah, I think I agree. Like certain friends like fulfill like separate needs that you have. But I also like to say like I think with relationships, like you have that like physical need, you have that romantic need and like having to listen to. It's like I can get all of that like in friends. Like I have a friend who just likes to like give people hugs like when they see them. And then it's like that if physical touch is your love language, like that fulfills that need. And then you have a friend that's always listening and willing to like understand you. Like if words of affirmation is your love language, then that's fulfilling that need. So it's like you don't necessarily need to be in a relationship to get those needs met. That's why you are doing amazing with so many friends that you have. I just think it's so cool how many friends that you see on the street and you just like know everybody and trying to, and it's just,
Did you tell them about the one time when you and I like went downtown?
Every time I go out with you, not even just
I think we did talk
downtown.
about that.
Okay.
But like every time I'm out with you, it's like you're dapping up one person at least within an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. It's just it just
So
comes.
he's so gassed. He's so gassed.
He doesn't
He's
doesn't
so
know how to
gassed.
just take
This guy doesn't
it.
know how to act right now.
Okay, whatever. Okay, what about you, Dom?
I definitely think that I think it's when you learn to drop your walls, for people, because like I feel like when I was in that 2-year relationship, I didn't really like let my walls down with you guys, with my friends, and I think that was what created a huge disconnect with my friends, is that I wasn't being my full vulnerable self. And it's until you allow yourself to do that, you can create a stronger relationship. And there was a lot of like moments of like falling out, I think, that we had, and like even with other friends. And the more fallouts and rebuilding that you create, the stronger the friendship.
Yeah.
And so then when my relationship had like fallen apart, I still had you guys, and I had you guys in a state of like we had to reconnect with one another. And I allowed myself to like, let my walls down. I mean, the first month, I think I was like, not book you guys. Like I'm gonna stay, into my own bubble. But then at some point when I did let my walls down, I think we got a lot closer. And like there was also an important question that me and Ken like started doing with our friendships is like, if someone's feeling down, Ken will ask, do you want advice or do you want like comfort? Like, do you want someone to be there for you? And I think that's a super important question to ask when it comes to whenever your friends are feeling down, because you got to provide them with what they need from you and not what like you think they need.
Yeah.
Because if you try to fill in what you think they need, they're just going to want to push you away. Because, it's like, oh, you're putting me in a position of like, I have no control over my feelings now.
Yeah.
You invalidate me.
Yeah. Look, I was watching this TikTok one time about like when your friend is feeling like down or whatever. And dude, it's funny because this dude, he's a I'm sure licensed therapist.
Okay.
And he plays video games and he analyzes the responses.
Oh, right. You told me about this guy.
Yeah. So this one dude, the scenario was like, it's basically the same thing where like you think you know what your friend needs, so you just give it, right?
The one where the character was feeling anxiety.
Yes. So basically what the guy said, if you ever are put in the position where your friend is like down or whatever, just like, in the blues, and you're giving them what they need, that's your response. That's your anxiety response, because you want them to be okay, right? Like, oh, shit, this is gonna work. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering it, but it's like an anxiety response to make yourself feel validated and feel okay, you're safe, right? Because they're not. So you want to try to like give that reassurance for yourself, right?
To make sure that you're not being a bad friend.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, no, 100%. What Dom says, like, always ask your friend, like, prior, when they're down, like, okay, yeah, do you need comfort? do you need advice, support, whatever? Do you need someone to listen to? You need a hug? Completely ask them that. So they're more safe and they feel like they're more heard.
Yeah.
Right? Because and if they don't know what they need, just the best option is just be there.
Yeah.
Be present.
Let them figure it out themselves.
Yeah.
Right. Because it is their life at the end of the day. And you can't be the player. Like you can't control what they're gonna do. So you gotta like put the ball in their court and then let them decide. Because at the end of the day, they're trying to navigate their way through their feelings.
Yeah.
And if you just try to help them, they're not learning a lesson from that, from whatever they're going through. So you let them do that, and then they will come back to you. They'll be more in a place of like vulnerability with you when you let them go. Okay, when you are ready, no pressure.
Yeah.
Take your time.
I also like don't like it when people just off the bat give advice, and like no advice, like unsolicited advice is never received well. Like especially coming from a person who's like very vulnerable. If you give that, they're just gonna be like, no, this is not like what I need, and it's just gonna strain your friendship. So that I really like that you guys ask, like, do you need like advice or do you just need someone to listen to? Because how many relationships I feel like that I've had could have been like resolved just by with that one line.
Yeah, no, me too. Been there.
Honestly, it's the best.
It's the best.
It's the best. I've done it with like a bunch of my friends.
Golden rule.
Yeah. And like they told me back to you, like, I like it that you asked that. I'm like, oh, okay. So I started doing that more often, and just, it makes the friendship better. That's how you kind of like maintain your friendships, because they're there. You know you're there for them. They know the same thing. And yeah, it's like that's one of the ways to maintain your friendship is to always ask what they need in that moment. And if they don't know, just listen and be present.
Communication is very, very important. I feel like my version of that I, without the question, was like whenever I had my moments of like I was feeling so angry or whatever, my best friend Michael would just like, he said, I would just leave you alone. And then I know you're going to cool down and come back to me.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, it's better to always ask that question.
Yeah.
Because then it opens a door and they can have two choices. It's important that when people are feeling down, you give them the choice. Otherwise they're just going to keep feeling like they're creeped up in a corner and not know what to do. Yeah.
What's one thing you wish your friends did more?
I wish my friends checked up on me a little more.
Oh, that's my answer.
Yeah, because I don't know. I tend to keep things a lot to myself, and like I don't reveal too much. Or now I guess I've kind of been getting there, but it's like, yeah, I wish, because although I'm the happy-go-lucky guy or whatever, it's like I do deal with some things on the side, and I wish I'd get asked a little more like, oh, how you doing? What's up with you? Like I remember last podcast, I think now you said it's like, instead of asking how are you, be like, how are you really doing?
Yeah.
Like dig a little deeper, because I mean, you can ask me how I'm doing. I'm like, yo, I'm great. I'll only talk about the surface level shit because it's, I want you to have that perception of me. I kind of don't want to let you in until I'm like down. It's like you'll kind of know when I'm down, like because I'll be less happy or whatever, less enthusiastic. But yeah, I just wish friends would just like check up a little more, and yeah.
What about you, Dom?
You remember that thing where it's just like from How I Met Your Mother, was like, I'm fine. We're fine.
One more, I'll believe it.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, like you really gotta let them drop their own wall. It's like I wish my friends pushed more, because I push people away, and it's just like, I mean, maybe it's a toxic thing I need to unlearn myself, toxic behavior I need to unlearn. But it's like I tend to push people away because I don't want anyone feeling the burden that I carry, or the trauma I feel, and all this other stuff. And I don't know, letting people in is really difficult, just because like I think we talked about it like before we started filming. It was just like baggage, and you don't want to like give that to anybody because you already feel it. It's so heavy.
Yeah.
And imagine giving that to other people. It's just not fair. But it's like you have to understand that your friends want to listen.
Yeah.
It's me just talking to myself at this point. But yeah, I wish my friends pushed more, even though like I pushed them away.
Okay, to follow up with that though, what do you think? Is it like, how should they reach out to you? Because you want them to check in with you, But how should they do it?
That's
At that point, it's kind of on you as the person because you're pushing them away or like not revealing. So you kind of have to work on that yourself. It's not what the other person has to do, right? Because they can ask whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
do you feel like sometimes you should reach out, or is it?
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
100%. The fuck.
okay.
Yo, what?
When you need help.
Yeah, the fuck, dude.
Okay.
I like constantly need fucking help. I just don't do it.
True.
The fuck.
this just reminds me of like when a boyfriend and girlfriend would fight, and then let's say the guy's right, and then the girl would just like act mad, and then later on just like start snuggling up to them. It's like, like, why are you so mad for? And like, I feel like it's the same energy because when you constantly push people away because you're dealing with your shit, you like also become primal where you're just like you're in your most toxic like defense mechanism, and you're just being like very upset and like you're triggered. And so at some point you have to be the one to like be like, I don't know, just initiate like, hey man, let's go out to coffee. I feel like that was being like really dumb and stuff like that. Like
that's how you want someone to check up on you?
No, I'm saying that's what I should do. Like that's what I feel like I do that.
Okay.
Whereas it's like I would always text like, oh, I'm like, my bad, I was being like such a bitch, blah blah blah, like you know, all this other stuff. I would text that because like saying it like is tough. But like
fair.
I feel like what you should do if you're like, again, this is like after years of friendship and you guys know each other, just take them out to eat. Be like, okay, you're not you when you're hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like
on a one-on-one date.
Here, have a Snickers.
Yeah. I don't know, just anything. Like whether it's just like dropping by. Like I remember way back when Ken would just like, when I'm in the dumps, he would just drop by and like bring me a junior chicken.
It was like $1.25 back then.
He doesn't do it anymore, but
I'm a busy man.
he's too comfortable now.
Whoa, not even, bro. I'm uncomfortable being comfortable.
Anyways, that's a great thing to do, is just drop by, bring food or something like that. Or even just like, I don't know, make an excuse to hang out is just always great.
I guess just like
quality time.
Yeah.
Quality
Spend
time.
any quality time with person who's just down or whatever. Just really like eases you in, and then eventually they'll open up like, okay, I'm kind of ready to talk about it. So this is what's been like happening. Then you spill.
You know what it is? Just speak to their love language.
Yeah.
Like, you know, maybe they need a hug. Maybe they want like you to just be there to support them. Be like, no pressure. It's gonna be okay. I'm always here when you're ready to talk. Words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Again, quality time, just being there, hanging out, or even just dropping by, giving a little gift.
Yeah. I remember I fucked up because I didn't know. My one friend, right? Her love language is not physical touch. She doesn't like physical touch,
okay.
right? So then
I think I know what you're talking
yeah.
about.
So one time I think she like teared up at my place or whatever. I'm like, oh fuck. So my immediate response to give her a hug, I'm like, she's like, don't hug me. I'm like, oh sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just like, okay, what do I do, bro? I can't. I don't know. I was like really confused. I'm like, okay, I asked the question. You know, it's like, just listen, I guess. I'm like, okay. Noted. Don't hug her. So now I don't when she's, crying or whatever. I'm like, okay, I know not to do that. Right. And it was just
Don't make me more emotional, you bitch.
Yeah. Fuck. I had a question in mind.
I'm sorry if I interrupted you.
Was there, how would you want your friends to?
I feel like for me, wait, what's the question before that?
How would you want them to?
Or what is it something I wish?
How would you want them to be there for you?
Honestly, I feel like now I tend to reach out more if there's something I need, because I'm less afraid, because I know my friends will be there. But one thing I wish, like how they would check up on me, is kind of just, I like calls. For me, I'm not a texter. Like I like calling people and like talking to them. So if they like randomly call me, I think that's why you're writing it down. That's a good, like, because random calls, I will look forward to that. And I actually appreciate that more than like a scheduled call. Because I'm like, oh, what is this? And then so if they called me more and just be like, oh, I'm just checking up, I was thinking about you. And then just, I just wanted to catch up. And I will like talk to them for like hours. And I wish they did that more. But I think everyone in their life is like really busy right now. So that's okay.
Okay, so then let me ask the reverse of this question. what do you think you should do as a friend more often for your other friends?
Or you mean less? Because
No, more often.
What should
more
you do
often.
more? Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Where do you think you lack?
ooh,
I think for me, I need to put a little more effort because I have this tendency where once I get really busy or really packed, I tend to like neglect or like push away my friends a little bit. So then I'm just like, damn, you guys just like fix yourselves up. Like, okay,
Our
okay.
posture.
They're like, all right, they know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's like when I get really busy, really packed, or just a lot of things going on, it's like I tend to like put less effort, just neglect my friends, like push them away because I'm like I'm trying to focus, but at the same time, like I know I should like maintain these friendships, right? And, like it's hard to balance sometimes, right? So I need to do that a little more often. That's on my side. What about you guys?
Mine is I need to make more plans with people because I'm guilty of this where it's just like Ken's usually planning things, and so we've relied on him for so long. But throughout the month of August, I felt like I was initiating
You're doing a little more.
a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like oh, let's do this, let's do that. So I felt like I've been doing a little bit better on that end. But like
Look at his little smile. You see that?
and like I'm saying I say yes more to these things.
Finally.
And like I make the time. I think that's one thing that I would have said, but
Make
like
the time, but you
I'm
can't
working
make it
on
on time.
But you know, your boy's driving now, so I'm gonna I'm gonna pick you up so we on time. Feel me?
Yeah,
Come on
sorry.
Come on now.
What about you?
I feel like this is gonna be hard. I feel like I wish I called them out more.
Mm.
Really?
Which okay, I tend to do it together.
You
Okay, no,
call us out too much.
But I think it's because like you and I, we already kind of like and do it already, so we influenced her.
You know what it
Yes.
is? You know what it is? It was that one talk on the train where we were just like how you and I had to get used to you calling me out
Yeah.
because I would get emotional about it. And so now we established that, and then we told you about it. And so you were like, okay, I got to know that.
Yeah, but also like that, but like with other friend groups that I have
okay.
that I wish, because sometimes I tend to be a people pleaser or just avoid conflict.
Yeah.
You know, like if
me
I
too.
if I don't want to avoid conflict, so I will not speak about like, hey, I think, you know, you can do this less because it's at everyone's best interest if you just agree, because majority, you know. But at the end of the day, also, it's okay. Like, I'm okay with it, but I wish I had said something about it instead of now being like, oh, I wish I spoke up.
Yeah.
I stopped giving a fuck. Like I just say what I feel.
But these are your friends. You're supposed to care about them.
Okay, wait.
I care.
Are they first?
Well, no, because
Okay,
we
yeah.
started later, right? I care enough about them to tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Because I learned, like, from my dad was like, if I tell you bullshit, then I don't love you, right? If I love you, I'm gonna be honest with you. No one else is gonna be honest with you but me because I care. And so there's a lot of people that have misinterpreted that message, but for the most part, when I explain myself, because for some reason I need to explain myself because I'm not too, I'm too vague, you know. So when I explain myself and I unpeel the layers, people understand, oh, the intent of like, I just don't want to see you get hurt in this way. And I want to like, kind of like almost jump to a conclusion of what could happen.
Yeah.
So you would know what not to do. And it's just like, I don't know. People are learning to understand how I work. And so they get that, oh, okay. He's coming from a place of like, he cares so deeply, because when it comes to other people, he does not care enough to give them advice. You know what I'm saying? Ken knows.
Yep. So I kind of agree with Dom where tell him the harsh truth, right? Because for me, it's just my way of growing up. Like I'd prefer you tell me straight up what I'm doing wrong, right? Because why would you want to beat around the bush, right? For a delayed response, like I will tell you the truth straight up, right? I will see it as it is, because I'm like, I'm not gonna. Same thing as your dad said. Like if I give you bullshit, that means I don't love you, right? It's like why would you want to sugarcoat the advice or the truth? It's like just life is harsh, you know. And I know sometimes people can they bash you like, oh, you gotta be nicer to your friends. Like I get it. I am nice to my friends
for sure.
But when it comes down to it, if my advice is not getting straight to the head, like I will pound you. Right? I would say like, nah, this is what the fuck you're doing wrong. Like I've done it before, and to like my one friend, when she was like, she did something wrong, but she wasn't like getting it. I'm like, no, you have to fucking listen.
Mm-hmm.
You did this fucking wrong. Now look at the situation you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of like, I will be harsh.
Yeah.
Like they know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because our Filipino parents,
Yeah.
at least like I know how your mom is. So I'm just guessing. But like with my dad, it's just like he would teach me a tough lesson and I wouldn't get it, and then he would be like, and then we'd go out in public and we see how other kids behave, and you see like he would be like, you see, they weren't taught this lesson. Now look, they're just kind of like ignorance is bliss to them.
Yeah.
And so they think what they're doing is okay. But like as time progresses, it's like something that leads on to a bigger problem at the end. And so when you're like kind of learning these things ahead of time, you kind of know how to act properly.
Yeah.
And so like I think that's where we're coming from.
And
just
because
like,
I feel like our parents also forced us to grow up like faster than a lot of other people.
yeah, that's facts.
And it helps that you got beat. A little
just a little bit.
Because I mean, like, if you didn't learn the lesson, like, nah, you're gonna learn it.
You're gonna learn
with the slipper.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like how we're coming from.
My dad said something similar. It was like your friends are your responsibility. And it's like you're responsible for calling them out on like the stuff that they're doing wrong. But it's especially also if it's like you have to think like, okay, like if you really have to call them out and it's like, you know, they're doing something wrong and you're willing to risk the friendship, then like do it. Because you know it's at their best interest that you're doing this for. So like, I agree.
It's like what you said. I think you said this before, where it's just like, if for some reason you or Ken end up in jail, swear to God, I'm going to go at your throats. And it's like that, but pre getting into jail. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think
I'm going to get into jail and then beat you.
and then beat you to a pulp. It's like you would want that before the mistakes actually happen. I think that's where we're coming from. And
I
like,
actually wouldn't let you end up in jail.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Yeah,
Okay.
you want to teach us that lesson beforehand.
Yeah.
But also, okay, when you're giving advice to your friends or whatever, we're telling, what we just said is kind of give them the harsh truth. But also before that, see what they need and whatever. So I did this with Dom. He asked me like,
Okay.
what kind of advice? When I was down,
Yeah.
he asked me like, okay, how do you want me to give you advice right now or like support? I'm like, I kind of want the soft one first.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I remember this. I
Yeah.
remember this. Dude, yes.
Yeah, so like I told him like, I know you. As much as I want the harsh truth right now, it's like, give me the soft response. Let me just feel a little like comfort first, and then just fucking hit me. Right. And honestly, it was one of the best things like he's ever done, because it helped me a lot. I'm like, hey, once I get the little like sugar coated advice away and come to a realization like, yeah, that shit don't work. Right. It's like, give me the harsh truth. I'm ready. Like, I'm prepared. It's like, just fucking spill it.
It's almost like you have to butter them up before.
Yeah.
Because what it was like, it's the same way that I teach kids, where it's just like, okay, you got to give them what's good first.
Yeah.
So that they kind of like, they feel a little bit up, and then you chop off the legs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it says, for example, like if I think in that situation, I was telling you, like, Ken, you got a big heart, and so that's why these sort of things happen to you, because you care a lot. And, that's putting you up on a pedestal now.
Yeah.
And then I take off the pedestal. You're like, but you should have seen how dumb this shit was. This shit was dumb as fuck.
Dude, I didn't fucking what? That's what you are.
Yeah, he's off camera.
But like it was
good.
It was good. It was like you have to understand structuring conversations, because you don't want to like hurt them right away.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to like compliment them too much that now they're at this high where you can't chop them down. You want to keep it neutral.
Yeah.
Keep it balanced. Be
Yeah.
And it's like and I'm not, whenever I'm like trying to comfort you and like give you like the compliments and stuff, it's all coming from a genuine place of honesty.
Yeah. Like it's not like bullshit just to like make you feel better.
Because there's a lot of people that also they bullshit advice because they don't really learn this type of things, right? Like there's a lot of people that bullshit advice where it just comes from like something they heard from another person or from another movie. And it's like it doesn't come from like their own lessons. Yeah. And there's people that bullshit compliments. Oh, and I think that is the worst. Ken talks about it. Toxic positivity. You don't want that from a friend, because when they give you that, then they're just like not letting you grow and learn, and they're not letting you like actually know who you are, right? Because if they give you like the bullshit compliments, you're not gonna actually like figure out like, oh, I'm actually this, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so stupid. But yeah. Did you have any-
It's just it just made me realize like, yo, we actually got through a lot. Season 4.
We always say it. Season 4. We're in season 4 of our friendship.
Yeah.
We've
Well,
gone
yeah.
through. Yeah.
Wait, I want to ask, do you think that your falling out made you guys like
Oh yeah.
essentially
Yeah.
Okay, finish the question first. Sorry.
yeah, essentially yeah, do you think your falling out made you stronger as friends?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, no friendship or good friendship is linear.
And none of it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's always gonna go up and down, up and down. You guys are gonna have fights. You're gonna bicker here and there, right? Like we've had. Would you say not even fights? I
They're
would say
never fights. They're just misunderstandings.
Yeah.
And they're how do I say this? It never comes from a place of like hatred, and it never comes from a place of like resentment.
Yeah.
It just comes from like I care about you too much that like it sucks that I can't say these things to you, or you don't say these things to me, or like we just like space out and distance each other. I wish we cared enough to like be honest, be upfront, be closer, hang out more, that sort of thing. So we've never like had a like hateful relationship at any point.
We always like we always tend to fix it up like within like a couple days or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, it's like it's nice. It's like because once with guys, it's very simple.
Yeah. I think the latest or longest it's ever been was like a week.
I don't remember what that was.
I don't even remember what it was either.
Probably something
Super
bullshit.
stupid.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's just better that fallouts happen because you have room for growth. You know how to treat this person like a new way, right? It's like, oh, I didn't know this about you last time. Now I know what to say, what to do, coming up, right? And it just keeps your friendship growing. Like those are the type of friends that you really want to be around with, where these fallouts are not seen as, oh, this is the end of the friendship. Nah, this is not the end of friendship. Like for them to reach out and tell them what's wrong means they want to fix it. But if you're on the receiving end and you're like, no, what the fuck, and you're like kind of like closed-minded where you think they're just wrong, then you're the problem. You're the reason that friendship is not gonna grow any further than it is right now. Right? Have you had like anything like that before?
I've had friends that like definitely ended like not the best, but I actually want to talk about this because you guys mentioned like you had a friend that was like they weren't growing with you, or they were like the fear of missing out, or like you were inviting them places, and like I feel like I'm the friend that was like definitely that
like
I'm them.
Oh, okay.
Like where I was like the one that like kind of like
the one that got left out.
Yeah. Or in a way like felt like that I got left out and I did it back to them. And so I wanted to like talk about basically friends that ended and how you've grown in your friendships. Like if you want to talk about any of your friend relationships that ended and what you learned from it.
In terms of like, I feel like when me and Ken would like come back to each other, like just going back to that point, I feel like there's a thing of like learning, unlearning, relearning, which I always say applies to everything in life, because you feel like you know how to do things one way, and then that one way is not working anymore. So then you have to stop doing that way, and then you relearn a new way on how to approach things. And that's what we always do is like, okay, so now he's in a place where he needs this from me. And then, okay, now it's like, I need to do this more, do this less. And in terms of like, what did we learn?
Yeah, like if you feel comfortable to share any friend relationships you have that ended and what you learned from it. Like tell me why it ended and tell me why what you learned from it.
Podcast, of course we're comfortable. Telling that. Come on now. But yeah, friendships that ended and like what we learned from it.
Yeah. You can briefly like explain like why it ended and then what you took away from it.
It's like a relationship. You just know what you want and what you don't want. You know what I'm saying? When those things end. Like I've had friends that like I thought we were on the same wavelength, but then I realized that maybe we were just friends because we were like having fun. Like we weren't friends because like you cared about me. Yeah. I was just a convenience for you. You know what I'm saying? Like
convenient friend.
A convenient friend for you. Like and like because like I lived close to you or whatever have you, whatever it was. And like you just cared about like the fun things we did or the fun things that I brought to the table. You know, like, oh, like let's just say back then I used to collect shoes. Yeah. You only cared about that trait of mine. You didn't care about the things that make me ugly. You know? Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I learned from some friendships. And like also I've learned that like I learned that there's a thing where you have school friends.
Oh yeah.
You have only friends that are for school.
It's 'cause
Like,
it's
Yeah.
convenient.
because it's convenient. Yeah, like you only talk about, oh, how annoying your teacher is, or what are you gonna do for the next project. That's all, and it never goes past like that, or like, oh, what you have for lunch. Like it doesn't go past like hanging out outside of school. And I think
Really?
Same thing
Yeah.
goes for work.
yeah,
But
and
like-
same thing goes for
Yeah.
work,
But like
coworkers.
you
yeah.
have college friends that you hang out with, because I have college friends. I went bowling with my college friends.
that is different because we've established that this friendship is a lot more than just school.
School.
And you
Okay.
have more freedom when you're in college.
True.
Mhm.
It's like you guys in the same class. You guys have the
Yeah.
whole day. It's like yo, you
Mhm.
want to just
Yeah.
you're downtown. It's like hey, let's go
Yeah.
to wherever.
Yeah, I think I'm just regarding high school friends.
Okay.
Yeah, high school
Fair.
friends are the ones that you like. Oh yeah, hey, what's up? And you just dap them up, and
Yeah.
you know all these people, but
Yeah.
it's just like they're mutuals. They're not like
Mhm.
really like friends.
They're a bit more
Yeah.
shallow, in a way, because they're not that deep.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
I was confused, and she hit me with a bar. She's like, "Cause it's not that deep." I was like, "Shit."
Oh, I think for me, there's a friendship that ended, and what I learned is I learned that you can't always have fun, right? Because I mean the same thing that you have groups where you can just have fun. I was in this one friend group where it was just fun, I mean their definition of fun is a little more different than mine because they just constantly just like smoke weed, party, drink, or whatever. I was not exposed to. They'd smoke. I would just be inside, be like
Secondhand.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
no, I wouldn't do shit. The fuck? When I say
Sorry.
smoke, it's weed,
Oh,
not cigarettes, right? And they're just like chilling with the wrong crowd. It's like, yo, you gotta know where your values align,
Mm-hmm.
right? If your values don't align with them, then you gotta off that because it's not worth it in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
And what I learned sometimes is that it's better to be alone than to be in a bad friend group.
I would add to that. It's better to be alone than lonely in a crowd.
Yes, exactly.
Because then, like, one thing I would say I learned is like, not everyone is for me.
Mm-hmm. That's
Right.
true.
Because I approach relationships a lot differently. Where it's just like, if I'm gonna be friends with you, I see like more. I see
Yeah.
the porch test.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see something happening more down the line. It's like we can be there for one another at all times, and I can be vulnerable with you. Like that's the type of friendship I seek out. I don't seek out the, what was it that you guys said? The
The what?
low maintenance friends, where it's just
Oh
like
yeah.
low maintenance, but like not that deep, shallow friends.
But that's different. Low maintenance friends are like, you know them on a deep level, but you don't have to talk to them every day, and you just pick
I
up.
thought it was just like you
No.
don't need to talk to them on a like you can just catch up with them like nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that. Like you probably have friends like that where you don't talk to or see them
No,
that
I
often.
I definitely
but,
do. Like I would say
yeah,
like,
but they're not
some of them.
shallow.
But I meant like the shallow ones, where it's just like
Yeah.
it's not that deep. Like you guys, you can easily go, oh hey, what's
Yeah.
been going on? But it's not like we never go past the small talk.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There's those friends where you never go past small talk, and like I don't think I can do those
They're just acquaintances at that point.
Yeah.
acquaintances. Exactly, I don't
That's,
think
that's
I
a
can
little
do that.
different.
I had
Yeah.
a friend that like ended, but it was like so abruptly that we both just kind of ghosted each other.
Hold up. When do you think you should end the friendship? Or which friends do you think just? Oh wait, we kind of said that at the start.
Oh, you're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. When do you think the friendship should end? I feel like if there's no more growth within that friendship.
When shit doesn't align anymore.
Yeah. Like if I don't think they want to reach out to me and like try to improve and try to like fix the friend group, and if I also don't feel the need to do those things,
Yeah.
it's like maybe I don't see the value in the friendship anymore, that I just need to move on.
Yeah.
Effort and consistency are one of the key ingredients to a long-term friendship. And if they don't have those, then it's like peace out. And it's also if they don't match with if they also don't match with your morals and ethics,
Yeah.
Mm.
that's a key thing, right? And one thing I thought I didn't think about was just like usually friends that work the best had the same childhoods.
I can understand why.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. It's like you guys can relate easily.
You
on
can
so many
relate,
things.
but also the way that you you
You're
have the
brought up.
same you have yes, and the same defense mechanisms.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah,
So
fair,
like
fair.
whenever like that person's feeling this, you know how to respond because you know how you feel about that.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so like, yeah, I don't know if that's me. Cause like, that's why I feel like I would vibe more with like Filipinos or Asians because we had the same upbringing in some sort of way.
Shared trauma.
Shared trauma. Yes, exactly that.
Yeah. Honestly, that's it's funny enough because whenever I make friends with Filipinos, or I meet or whatever, I like to ask them like, oh, what are you in school for? What do you do? Whatever. And most of the time, if they say nursing, it's Filipino dream. It's just a little like
joke inside, yeah.
Right.
To like really ease into this. Like, I guess that's a tip. You guys want to make friends. If you're within the same culture, you can joke about your culture. In my opinion, right?
Just as long as it doesn't cross a line.
Yeah, as long as it's like that really like soft surface level jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Filipino nurses, like that stuff is just funny. It's like I just say that and then they laugh. They laugh.
Honestly, feel it out. Because sometimes I jump the gun on like dark jokes.
Oh, yeah.
Dark humor jokes. But just to see their comfort level, right? Like,
yeah.
And like I also structure my dark humor jokes in a way that it doesn't come off too offensive. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you laugh, who's really the offensive one?
Damn, y'all should not meet me in real life.
Yeah. Just like close your ears. Don't listen in.
Actually, we're gonna cut that.
We're gonna do a Patreon for it. No, fuck it, keep it in. I don't give a fuck.
So how do you know that your friends are worth keeping long term for?
If you have a lot of like good inside jokes and you can easily roast them to your face, in my opinion, because I like to roast my friends. They like to roast me back. And if you can take a joke, then to me, that's a good standing friendship. Because it's just funny. Like when my friends roast me or whatever, I feel like I'm laughing with them. They're not laughing at me.
Yeah.
Right. That's like that's very like.
I'm just dying because when we were at McDonald's, literally last night with someone, it was just like a roast fest back and forth at one point. Yeah.
I'd say that's one of mine, I guess.
To me, I think when you know who's gonna be your best man, and like.
Oh, he looked at me.
Chill, bro. I got other best friends that are watching this, bro. Shut up, bro.
You getting married soon?
Anyways, the friends that you kind of see like vibing with you, when you move into your new house, or vibing with you like at your wedding day, or like we said, the porch test is so important, and I feel like people that will always support you throughout your whole career and like throughout your journey and anything that you kind of strive towards, and the ones that support you throughout your poor, broken relationships, and the ones that are thriving. Those are the ones that you keep for life because they want to see you succeed in life. And as you feel the same way for them, it has to be, both ways, not just one-sided.
I think for me, it's like the friends that let you make mistakes. Because like as much as advice is necessary for when like, oh, like I want to get back with this person, it's like if you let me make a mistake, and if let's say I do fuck up, but you're still there supporting me, that's how I know that you're a friend that's worth keeping around.
Yeah.
Yep. That's yep. Every time, I love you, Ken. I love you. I love you, bro. Let me preface this. I love you. But when you fuck up, dude, and I told you, I'm so glad I don't do I told you so's. I'm just there. I'm like.
You should have known. Honestly, at this point, I'm kind of fine with the fact that like my friends let me make mistakes.
Yeah. Because
I just come back and be like, yep, nope, red flag. You guys are right.
Yeah, I like it when I don't have to say I told you so. He just comes.
It's like it's just the looks. Like
yeah,
you're right.
He knows.
Like Dom does this looks like.
I do that,
bro. I'm like, dude, I know. Okay, relax.
That's his I told you so face.
I do that.
And honestly, it's just funny, bro. It's just fucking funny. Like, okay, and then I go like 3. Okay, you guys can start now. Then they're just fucking fire, bro.
And I always do this to our friends too. I go, listen, I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say, but before you say it, I knew it was a mistake. I chose to make this mistake. Let me have this one. Let me leave with pride. And then later on, as like a few months go by, then they go, yeah, remember that time when
you dumbass.
I was like, yeah.
Dumbass.
And you just gotta, shout out to J Cell. Just embrace the L. Just take it. Just hold it. What you gonna do, honestly? Like, it's there. It happened. No control now.
Difference is you wanted that. So
there's no going back,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The friends that don't shame you for making a mistake, keep those around.
But then make it a joke afterwards.
Yeah.
Those are the.
Oh, I can't wait for our friendship to progress, and
Why?
so we can think of so many inside jokes.
Because you're on fire with us.
Yeah.
Just wait till we start writing
Okay,
content.
Oh my god.
In a joking way, I can't wait for you to fuck up.
Ooh.
So we can, after it blows over, you heal. It's like, Sarah, remember that one time?
What do you think I'm gonna fuck up?
Listen, people fuck up every day.
And you know what's funny is when I do call out on, like Sarah on anything, she goes, okay, and then she'll be like, and she'll just quiet. She'll just be like,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, oh, now you don't talk. She's like, well, I can't now. You got me. Like, what am I gonna say?
Yeah.
What am I gonna rebuttal? Nothing. I'll hold this.
Yeah.
She holds the L well.
Yeah.
I think that's super.
And you see it's just
Yeah.
hey.
I admit to it, when
Oh,
I can.
shit.
Let's go.
Bro, I remember this. Okay, speaking of taking L's, bro. There's this one point where early stages for our friendship and our friend Summer, we went to play pool.
Oh, good story.
Right?
Good story. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, very good story.
Yeah. You want to tell it? You tell it.
Okay, so
Nah, she's gonna say
listen.
it so biased.
It's on her
okay,
TikTok.
but let
It's on her
me
TikTok.
tell you this story because I think this was like where our friendship was tested because I was losing patience with them as my friends. And I don't know how they managed to maintain this friendship. I think it's because of that guy. Okay, so what happened was we were playing billiards.
What guy?
Was it when you guys were cheating? In
Oh,
Yeah, no,
no, but you said a guy.
You said how did
Like-
you
like
guys
someone
manage
else
to
was
the
involved.
maintain
guy
this?
that was hitting us up. Remember that story?
Oh, yeah.
No, I know. Okay.
we
No,
know
but
that.
you said this is how you structure it. You said, how do you guys manage to keep this friendship because of that guy?
It's because of the guy came and then I was like, yo, we need them.
Okay.
Okay, well, let me tell the story. Okay.
You said
You guys are gonna like this story.
Okay, so basically, this is a conflict in our friendship because I was genuinely pissed. We were playing billiards at Young and Finch, and me and Summer were like a team, and it was them too. So this is like our last game, and so me and Summer is really good. We're technically winning.
Our shot.
And then for some reason, they start laughing out of nowhere, and I have no clue. Me and Summer have no clue what's going on. And then Summer goes like, do they have less balls? But they're not they would get one in. And they had less balls. And I was like, why are we losing? Like, it just didn't make sense. But the funny thing is, you see how they're laughing right now? They kept doing that the entire time. So then I told Summer, hey, Summer, do you want to go get bubble tea and like leave? And we didn't pay. We literally left them because they were just laughing.
Respectfully, so like it's our fault.
And then we
I knew
went-
I was gonna pay.
dude, I was like, cause I had signaled Ken. I was like, we could do this, right? And then he's like,
Wait. What me and Dom were trying to do. There's this video on TikTok where like these guys play pool and they kind of cheat, so they get the balls without the other person looking, just put in the hole. So I decided to try it out, see if it worked. It fucking worked.
and then it was just a bunch of like, watch this. And then he would just hit it. And then I just see Sarah, like, because Sarah was not wearing glasses, right? And Summer also wasn't wearing her glasses. So I just see these two girls. Okay, look, ready? This is how it looked like. Ball goes in. Ken and I are like looking like this, and all we see is this. Freaking Velma's over here just going like, these Filipino titas just like, what happened to the ball? It's just like, where? So that's why I was laughing so much, because I knew they couldn't see anything.
But then after that,
next part.
this is why I think I was like, I was mad at them. So we were like, we're not gonna talk to you guys, like, because we're mad. And so we went separate ways. Me and Summer were like just talking in this like bench area, and then they went off. This guy tried to hit up on me and Summer, and it was like, whoa, ladies, like, you guys are so beautiful. And then they were like, are you single? It's like, no, we got boyfriends. They're actually on their way right now. And so after that, he wouldn't believe us. But then he eventually left. I called Ken. I'm like, Ken, you have to come here right now because like we're scared. And so they come running. You passed the guy.
We passed
You
him.
passed the
Well,
guy.
I had a feeling it was
I had
that
a
guy.
feeling
Like,
it was
there's
that
no
guy.
other guy in front
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, what happened? We're just like laughing. We're dying because we're like, oh, this guy just tried to like hit up on the both of us. And I think after laughing about like that whole situation, I was like, I can't be mad at you guys. Like, you guys came to the rescue, like, not that we needed any help, but I was just actually, it was night. It was Young and
Yeah.
Finch,
Now let me talk to you guys about our side of the story when we parted ways.
Go first.
You say?
Go first.
Okay. So it was my fault. The whole thing started because I just wanted to fuck around. So after part ways, Sarah's kind of like just like trying to roast me and shit. I'm just like, oh, thank you, yeah. And then someone's like, you should get a haircut. I'm like, yeah, I really should, shouldn't I? At that point, I'm like, I'm gonna play with you guys. Then we parted ways, started walking, and then
to which I replied, why are we doing this? Why are we still doing this? Like, Ken kept playing with the fire, and I was like, I didn't do anything. Can we just drop this?
Yeah.
Like,
also, I was the ride home. So that's why they were like, yo, can we? Dom was like,
nah, that's not, I was genuinely, no, that's not even why.
No. You told me this. You're like, yo, Sarah's the ride home. I told them I was going to make you guys bus. I was like,
I would have bust.
I would have bust.
Gladly. But
that's not what they said to me the time this was happening. Let me get that on the record.
Okay, but anyways. And then at one point, Dom asked me, am I on the losing side? I'm like, yeah, you are, man.
We started walking to nowhere, bro.
And we're like, should we go back? No, suck it up. Like, no, we didn't want to. I'm like, I have too much pride to even like say sorry right now.
And right before the call, I go, are we ready to bus?
I'm like, yeah. And then when Sarah called, I showed Dom like, we win. And then you said that, I'm like, okay, never mind, maybe not. We started running.
Yeah.
And
the way the phone call was just so funny. I was like, we're like, you guys gotta come here right now. Oh shit! And then they start running.
Yeah.
Like Ken was just like, oh shit.
Like, yo, pride gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. Like, nah, save our friends, bro.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was one of my favorite parts of the start of the friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Although we were petty, it turned out to like be a good like icebreaker type of things. Like, we can joke around.
I agree. It extended my patience.
Yeah.
It was a slight falling out.
Or what's one thing you wish you told your friends more?
That I love them and that I'm proud of them, because those two messages or sentences go a long way in your friendship, because sometimes people don't hear it enough.
Yeah, they don't.
And when you're down, it's like you want to hear that. It's like, yo, I feel validated. I feel loved. I've came a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Just hearing those two words, hearing those two things, it just helps your friendship stronger, become stronger.
To me, the key to maintaining long friendships, because my dad used to say friends always have end, right? And I always agreed with that. I was like, yeah, that's why like a lot of my friendships ended. So to me, the key to maintaining long friendships is not treating them as friends, but treating them as family. Letting them know that you love them and all that other stuff, like you said. So yeah, I think that's super important.
Loving them despite the differences. I think for me, it's like, I wish my friends, I think one thing I would tell them more is just kind of like that they are loved, despite sometimes not reaching out, or that they're allowed to make mistakes, and that it's okay to make mistakes, and that I will always be there.
If you guys made it this far, thank you guys for watching. As always, leave a like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Click the notification bell to not miss an episode. Our socials will be in the description below. Please give us a follow on our Instagram and TikTok. Also, follow us on Spotify and our Apple Podcasts. Rate us. And also, if you guys have any comments, questions, please leave them down below, or you even DM us, one of us three, or even the whole booth Instagram. Doesn't matter. As always, that's been it from your boy Dom,
Ken,
and Sarah.
and take care.
Peace out.